Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well. Today I bring you something I consider pretty special. Very happy with this illustration, and you will not hear me say this often just because I'm very self-critical. But this one I really enjoyed, and I think I actually was able to sort of break a barrier, a personal barrier. Specifically in watercolor. Now, I still use watercolor to a very refined degree. Maybe a lot of people would consider this just overworked, which I think it's actually what they do. It's considered this to be an overworked watercolor. It doesn't really harness the watercolor-ish nature of watercolor. But so far, I actually like it, making it tight and detailed, and I love the brightness that you get from watercolor, and I love also the quickness of the medium. It's not a slow medium like oils, and I can always go in with gouache, which I know it's sort of an heresy, but I love to go in gouache and just add details and just improve upon the base of the watercolor that I use. So it's really nice. And I was doing this illustration for a McFarlane Toy Collectors Club on Facebook. A friend of mine is their administrator, and he asked the group to give him some cover illustrations for the Facebook page. And, this was more of an excuse than anything else. I just thought, wouldn't it be cool to revisit the theme? Because last time I did a Spawn fan art illustration, I really liked it. And I was just like, I forgot how much I love this character. And the whole comics and the story behind him and, what's the suffering and all that. It was something I really liked about the Spawn. Well, back when I was a teenager, this was a really cool superhero. It was kind of an anti-hero superhero thing. He was like, he fell from grace. He was a killer and also a soldier, and he was black. That was also very new at the time, although there had been other black superheroes, such as the Black Panther, which is now coming out in a movie. But this had something of an underdog / more of a disgraced person that is searching for its humanity back. And there was no innocence to this comic. I mean, it was kind of a nasty thing. Even if you look at the HBO series, the animated series, which, by the way, I really recommend. It's really nice. And it's from the late 90s. The animated series contains a lot of nudity, blood and gore, cursing. It's an adult thing. It's not really like animated series for children. It's really strong. And kudos for HBO to actually have gone with it. It's actually surprising. Please do not watch the movie. Don't do that. It just will ruin it for you, because it's a really bad movie. The Hollywood movie, at least the first one, was really bad. They're now making a new one, but news emanating from it are not good. So just forget about the movies. Just watch the series, the animated series by HBO, and read the comics if you can. And those will be enough to show you what wonderful world, so to speak. And by the way, wonderful within quotes, because it's supposedly a nasty reality, and it deals. But I think I love the way it deals with good and evil, with the fight against the system. It deals with it in a really cool way. It was pretty new at the time, the way it dealt with it. And also the looks of him, you know, Spawn looks crazy. I mean, ragged, nasty, disfigured. Wow, you know, back then it was a really nice character. So back to the watercolor, I feel I really learned a lot with this illustration. I layered more than usual. I understood how different layers can be affected and affect each other. I used some glazing on this illustration, which I hadn't done before. I took my time. Watercoloring can be a very time-consuming painting type, style, technique, but at the same time, it's very pleasurable, I should say. It's really nice. At least now that I don't stress as much, I've done enough watercolor in the past few months to at least not to panic when things are not going my way, let's say. I don't panic as much anymore, and that kind of helps with the ideas I have. So anyway, this was a lot of fun. This was a ton of fun, and when I finished it, I was so glad it came out the way I really wanted it. And, you know, of course I could always make something better, but damn, this was my first really, you know, detailed and heavy on the watercolors illustration, so I'm really happy with it. So I'll stop saying that because it's getting to the point of being annoying. Just let me know what you think. Tell me if you like it. I think I've also made progress on the whole filming aspect of this thing. I now found a way to hack, around the problems I was having with the application. So this one went really way better than before, and I think with this method I can actually do something more reliable if all goes well. And I'll keep doing these so that I can be more regular now that I still will post something from the early setup though, because I've been working on a smaller experimental illustration in oils, and that one, I'll still feature that one because I want it to be like part of my growing as an illustrator. But apart from that, I now have a sort of a set way of doing things, and I really like it. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and please let me know what you think. I'm really happy with this, and I'd really like to know what's your opinion on this. So I'll see you on my next video, and take care. Bye-bye.